Good afternoon from my side as well. It's great to be here. It was also great to see that Christina is so enthusiastic about e-democracy. So she used half of my time. So I have to be quicker. No problem. I will pay back in the future. But, you know, also they say that it's always good to start the presentation with a joke. But I was trying to think that, what kind of joke I can tell about cybersecurity. And I really couldn't remind any of these jokes. So I know that our moderator is actually a comedian. So I don't know if you know any jokes about cybersecurity.
Funnily enough, it's not a very funny topic.
Exactly. It's not a funny topic. Yeah. So we have to go straight away to the, you know, to the mean things, to the dark side of the digitalization. And so I'm really happy to announce, so that's the whole presentation is about, that we have finalized our second version of the National Cybersecurity Strategy, and we are happy to present it today. And it's not going to take long. I have to fit it in 10 minutes. So, but I don't have any slides. I just show you the tool, and you can go to the website and you can investigate the results yourself. But first of all, the question, why do we need such kind of index? Is it actually needed? There is one. There is ITU has published the Global Cybersecurity Index. So when we started to develop our index, we were a little bit, you know, sad because they took away such a great name like Global Cybersecurity Index. So we had to use another one. And we thought that National Cybersecurity Index is also pretty cool. So it sounds like NCSI, like some kind of TV series. So we are quite happy about the name. But really, why it is needed? As you know, e-Governance Academy does a lot of consultancy. And usually politicians are not interested in cybersecurity. They want to have electronic services, and they want to have them quickly. Like they always ask that, is it possible to set up something in 6 months? And then we scratch our heads and we say that, okay, we can put something up, but you cannot certainly sell it to the citizens. Because there is a high-level political risk, and politicians don't want to take risks. They want to get votes from the citizens, so they want to sell good things. And once they implement electronic services, they notice pretty soon that actually they have to pay attention to cybersecurity as well. And they have to actually invest to that area. And then normally when we consult governments, they ask us that, okay, what should we do in order to make our cyberspace secure? And then we start to, you know, advise them that what we have done in Estonia, what we have seen in other countries, and what they should do. And because when we did that, we noticed that usually they always ask the same questions. So we advised them how to do the strategies, and then we had an idea that, okay, let's make this advising like a systematic. And then this idea came that, okay, let's create an index. Let's use the same indicators as we use while consulting countries, and then we put it in electronic format, organized it to a website, and now we can measure countries' capacities. So basically, why this index is good, it is if you don't know anything about cybersecurity, but if you want to know whether or not the governments around the world have invested sufficiently in order to secure their digital development. That's the whole idea, to get quick understanding whether or not you can trust what the government does in the digital world. The same way as air companies. When you flew here, you took a flight, and you were pretty sure that nothing would happen with the flight, because there is a very thorough system behind the scenes how it is supervised whether or not the flight companies have implemented security measures. So the same thing or same logics apply here. If you develop digital society, you have to make sure that you have put in place all the necessary safeguards. So that's the whole idea about the index. Before I show you how you can use the website, I would like to thank all these people who contributed to the development of the index, and especially I would like to thank the team of e-Governance Academy. And I see that here is Agu Kivimägi. Maybe you can raise for a moment. Agu is the leading scientist behind that, so he is part of the methodology development and also reviewing the countries. So if you are not happy with your score, then you can contact us, and you know the person who is controlling or who is assessing actually the data. But please don't try to bribe him, so that, you know, it's honest work what we do. And also, second person is Marit. Marit is there in the corner. Marit is the data manager. So Marit takes contact with the country officials, collects the data, and make sure that we have accurate information on the website. And again, if you see that your country is not in the index or you want to improve your score, then Marit is probably the person with whom you could start your communication with. So these two persons and many others who have been behind the scenes. And also I want to thank all these contributors from different countries who have provided information to that index. And now I show you quickly what you can do. So if you go to the website, which is ncsi.ega.ee, so you find this picture. So this is the map tool. You can, of course, look quickly what kind of scores different countries have, but also you can take a quick regional view. For example, if I want to know who's the best in Africa, I choose the region, I go to Africa, and Africa is pointed out. And then I can see more specifically that how African countries is doing. So it seems to be at the moment that Mauritius is leading in Africa. Same way I can take Asia, for example. Then you see Asian region. There we can see that Malaysia is doing very well. After that, Japan and others. Also, I can take different regions or different organizations. We have put actually 5 organizations to the index. And for example, if I want to know about EU, I can take the EU view, or if I want to know how NATO countries are doing, I can take the NATO view. So it helps to get the quick overview how these regions or organizations are doing. But of course, I can see all countries as well. So then you click on this button and you can get the whole view. So congratulations, France. France is the first at the moment. After that, Germany, Estonia, and others. So here what you can see is, first of all, how well these countries are doing regarding cybersecurity. But that's not all. We also compare this cybersecurity development with general digital development. So you can see also the digital development level of a particular country. And the main logic behind this system is that if a country does very well regarding digital development, then there is an expectation that the country should do well in the cybersecurity area also. And we present what is the difference between the cybersecurity level and digital development level. So that's the last column here that shows the difference. So if the numbers are blue, it shows that cybersecurity is ahead of digital development. If the numbers here are red, it shows that cybersecurity is behind the digital development, and the government should pay more attention to the cybersecurity area. If the number is small, like regarding Finland, it's only minus 3.04. It's a very small difference. So we can say that in Finland, the digital development is very well balanced with cybersecurity development. But if there is a country, for example, let's Denmark. I hope that here is nobody from Denmark. So here is. Who? Okay, I take another country then. Let's take, okay, here is Saudi Arabia. Okay, Saudi Arabia? No, Saudi Arabia, great. So the difference is minus 44. So it means that they're quite well developed in digital development area, but not so well, they're not so well doing in cybersecurity area. So they should do something about that. And I know that they try to procure a lot of consultants in that area. So this gives a quick overview. If you want to see more specifically about a particular country, you can click, for example, on Estonia, and then you're going to get this country view. So it shows 4 different indices. It shows, of course, the National Cybersecurity Index, but it points out also the Global Cybersecurity Index score. So it shows that Estonia is 5th in Global Cybersecurity Index and 3rd in National Cybersecurity Index. And we also present the 2 main digital development indices. One is the ICT Development Index, and the second one is Network Readiness Index. And here you can also see the quick overview about different areas. So we measure 12 different capacities, under which we have totally 46 different indicators. So we have here cybersecurity policy development, threat analysis, education, international contribution, and etc. And we also present the different data collection results. So you can see here on the scheme that how country is developing over the years. But here you also see more specific view. So you can click and see these different indicators. So for example, cybersecurity policy development. So here you can see that we have 4 different indicators under this capacity, and you can also click them and close and open them. And what is important is that we present evidence materials as well. So that's one of the big difference comparing with the Global Cybersecurity Index. That Global Cybersecurity Index doesn't show the evidences on what the decision or the assessment is based, but we also show the evidences. For example, here is an indicator that whether or not country has published cyber threat reports annually. And here you see that Estonia has got points, but here you can also open and see the evidence. So you have direct link. So this website works also like a database. So you can see what our assessment is based on, and you can see the actual documents that the different countries have. And what is also good, you can compare different countries. So for example, I see that Estonia is only on the 3rd place, and I want to know why. Because my mind says that we should be the first one, but why French is, there? So I can take the France, I can put it in the comparison, I can take Estonia, put it there, and I can open this comparison tool, and I can see that, okay, regarding the cybersecurity policy development, France has got more points. Then I open it, and I can see clearly where they have got more points than we have. So it seems to be that cybersecurity strategy, okay, so it says to me that France has a strategy that is in force at the moment, but Estonia is developing new one, so at the moment we don't have valid cybersecurity strategy. So this way I can compare different indicators, and I can compare countries. I can add more countries to the list. I can take, for example, let's take Belgium. I can add, then I see the same thing about 3 countries. And you can add as many as you want, and you can see the whole picture. Also, what you can do, If you want to present it to your minister or a strategic decision maker, you obviously don't want to rely on digital technologies. You still need a paper. Then you can download the PDF about the country, print it out, and you're going to get a quick overview that you can put on the minister's table. We had a very good case with Georgia, for example. There was an agency that provided information to us, and they said that their responsible minister was asking every day that how Georgia is doing and what position Georgia is going to get in the index. So the minister pushed the staff to get the good score. But because everything is evidence-based, it cannot be manipulated. I'm not saying that Georgia wanted to do that, but my point is that that's exactly how it should work. We want to influence the decision makers, the political leadership, to pay attention to cybersecurity and invest in that in order to secure the digital success. So that's a quick overview about the tool. Here's also, you can see the methodology. I'm not going to go through that. It explains how you're going to get the score. Here is also an overview about us and the contact information. So if you want to improve your position in the index, you can contact us and provide evidences, and we're going to process these evidences and make the change immediately. So that's the second big difference comparing to the global cybersecurity index. That is that we don't do annual iterations. We don't collect data 2 years and then we don't present. We do it online as it is appropriate in the digital era. So once we get information, evidences, we will process it and we will present it online immediately. So there is no waiting time. There is just maybe about a month once we have got this new information, and this improvement has it will be reflected to the website. So you're gonna, if you do something good in the cybersecurity field, you're gonna see the result in the index very, very quickly. So that's about my presentation. Marit reminded me before the presentation that I should tell you once more that please look at our contact information. If you are not in the index, I know that, what was the country, Zimbabwe? Exactly, Zimbabwe has already asked how they can join the index. Please contact me or Marit, and we will work with you in order to present your scores in the index as well. It applies for other countries as well. So, one more thing. If you really don't like the digital world and you want to have some paper copies, then we have printed out for this conference this quick overview about the index. Please go to the e-Governance Academy stand. It's for free. Just ask for this paper review and they will give it to you. So you can, at least you have something interesting to do on the airplane when you fly back. So that's all from my side. Thank you very much for the attention, and I wish you great staying in Estonia. I know it's really hard to be in the room because it's such a good weather outside, but try to survive so you can enjoy the evening in Tallinn. So thank you very much from my side.